Good afternoon. It is with great pleasure that we welcome parents and guardians to our Year 3 Humanities Open Day. Here at our primary school, we focus on teaching and preparing our students to become effective and confident learners who can continue to learn and grow independently. Today we will be giving information about the Humanities curriculum and how it is important for your child's learning. We hope this guides you in choosing the best choice for your child's learning and development. Through the learning of humanities, students will learn about their own identity, Australia's heritage and cultural diversity. They will understand and learn about Australian and worldwide societies and how it functions socially, culturally, economically, and politically. Students will be provided opportunities to explore different perceptions of people, places, ideas, and events. Over time, the students will be able to identify the connections of the people, ideas, and events that are interconnected. Students will be able to examine how individuals and groups have participated to society in the past and present. They examine the rights and responsibilities they have had over time and in different contexts. Humanities involves the learning areas of history, geography, civics and citizenship, and also economics and business. These subjects help students develop multiple skills for their everyday life and understanding. History is a disciplined process of investigating into the past. It allows for the development of students' curiosity and imagination. It is fundamental to become aware of history as it helps students to understand ourselves and others. Geography assists students in becoming effective and curious learners, enabling to question why the world is the way it is and reflect on the relationships and responsibilities for that world. Through the study of civics and citizenship, students can develop skills of questioning, values, and dispositions that enable them to be active and informed citizens. This allows them to question, understand, and contribute to the world in which they live in. The economics and business curriculum empowers students to effectively embrace change, seek innovation, work with others, show initiative, flexibility, and leadership. Humanities plays an important role in the students' learning. The Australian curriculum puts the learning of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures as priority in students' learning. Students will learn to respect the past and the importance of Aboriginal culture and traditions. Through studying humanities and social sciences, students will be able to develop the ability to communicate effectively, make decisions, adapt to change, have the ability to question, think critically, and solve problems individually. They will be able to effectively evaluate how the different factors of humanities and social science interrelate.
A crucial part of humanities education is learning about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander history and culture. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, Standard 2.4, says we as teachers need to understand and respect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to promote reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. Standard 1.4 says we need to show strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. But learning about Aboriginal histories and cultures isn't just important for meeting standards. Recognising our history is an important step towards reconciliation. It is also how we are inclusive towards the students that we teach. According to the Australian curriculum, all Australian curriculum learning areas can contribute to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures cross-curriculum priority. This means that we are able to include this teaching across all areas and we have no reason not to. By ignoring our past, we are separating our people. It is crucial that we provide a learning environment where everybody is included. We should be celebrating or recognising important dates in Aboriginal history the way that we recognised a colonised Australian dates. This means displaying the flag and observing the anniversary of the apology on February 13, recognising Reconciliation Week at the end of May, and ensuring we teach Aboriginal perspectives when we celebrate Australia Day. We shouldn't shy away from it being a day of invasion. We need to respect the histories of the traditional owners and recognise the identities of the students that we teach. If we are to get a better understanding of our history and the cultures that were here before colonisation, then we'll produce a generation that is able to accept that our history isn't always pretty. Accepting this is a step towards a more united generation and a way of promoting respect, relationships and reconciliation.
Artifacts aid in understanding the Indigenous ways of living and being. They allow teachers to develop effective teaching styles, strategies, and assessment tasks to teach children of all nationalities in a culturally responsive and appropriate way. By understanding cultural competence in teaching practice, understanding learners and learning, and creating effective learning experiences, teachers achieve Professional Standard 1.4 Strategies for Teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Students. Teachers and students will understand, respect, and celebrate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people through Professional Standard 2.4. Understand and respect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to promote reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians, with Modules 2 and 3 as the focus areas. The map demonstrates the diverse range of languages, living conditions, and cultural identities Aboriginal people connect with. The map can be used to teach about other study areas of humanities like geography and social sciences. A way of assessing children's knowledge may be to ask them to define the different living regions and state how many Indigenous languages are spoken in Victoria. The image of the first Australians and European settlers can be used as an important artefact to visually represent vast cultural differences and histories. Discussions will then follow to learn about the practices and policies of the past and how they have been altered to promote reconciliation and equality now and well into the future. It can be used to deepen students' knowledge and aid them in positively developing Australia into a country promoting equality and rights for everyone. Storytelling is an activity that overlaps with cross-curriculum priority areas, English and the arts. Children can develop critical and respectful understandings of the differences and similarities through traditional and contemporary ideas of viewing literature. Children can be assessed by creating their own written story that is then told through physical representations like acting and dancing. Their examples can be celebrated by being documented and shared with others. By viewing old images, imagining and discussing how the world would have looked in the past, children develop an understanding of how the community has both remained the same and changed over time. Children will learn about the history of our city and communities and the diverse characteristics of these places by questioning the differences in our past and hypothesizing what may change in the future. The children will research and analyze the information collected and evaluate and reflect on the data provided by communicating their ideas with others.
Assessment. For teachers, there are many ways that we can assess students' learning and level of progression across certain periods of time, through discussion in children's ability to comprehend and understand the topic. When our teachers have discussions with children in group or one-on-one situations, we are able to gauge the students' understanding and comprehension of the topic. In this situation, the teachers will be able to direct the conversation with certain questions to prompt children's thinking. Small tests will also be given out to the children before and after the topic. To ensure that our students are learning and understanding what they have learned, they will sit a small test at the beginning of each topic so that we as teachers are able to understand what the students know and what they also need to know. This is also a fantastic way for our teaching group to come together and ensure that we are catering for all learning styles through our course deliberation. At the end of each topic, there will also be some form of assessment that will allow both the students and educators to gain an understanding of their learning so far as they see the progress of development from the beginning of the topic in a formal situation. Students sharing knowledge with their peers. Students and teachers will be able to obtain any student's comprehension level on the topic through listening and interacting with the students and their peers. Overall class participation. Teachers are able to gauge students and learning in association with the learning styles in class participation. One example of assessment would be to use the 4 as of chart, which gives teachers the ability to gauge their students' level of understanding before the learning has begun, while the students are learning the current topic, and finally, what they have learnt once the learning has been completed. Assessment for learning occurs when teachers use inferences about students' progress to inform their teaching. Assessment as learning occurs when students reflect on and monitor their progress to inform their future learning goals. An assessment of learning occurs when students use evidence of students' learning to make student judgments on students' achievements against goals and standards.
Celebrating students' work. Children will be given many opportunities in which they can share their work and achievements with their peers and teachers. Giving children the opportunity to share their work with their peers. Students who have shown significant learning in a piece of work can then share this with their peers of the same class weekly. Students may present to the whole class or in small groups. This will give the children an opportunity to share what they have learned and reflect on what is important to that child. This will give teachers an opportunity to also assess students' ability to share knowledge with the group and have their efforts recognised. Putting children's work on display. Children will be given the opportunity to have their work put on display that is respectful to the child and the topic which is being looked at, through performance and school concerts. Children will be given an opportunity to share their learning with their peers and teachers along with families who come along to an assembly or school event. Children will be able to replicate their learning in a visual and creative way, which also shows teachers and their families what they have been learning about and along with other students in the school. School assemblies. Children will be given the opportunity to receive an award for their efforts inside of the classroom that have been recognised throughout all methods of learning and assessments. Thank you for taking the time to watch our school video. See you at the open day.